Namaste, Jai Bharat. In schools, you must have studied about two kinds of energies basically the potential energy and kinetic energy. So, potential energy, kinetic energy. When you look at wars, there can also be kinetic active war and potential passive war. The kinetic war, what we see, is a kind of explicit battle with arms and gunpowders and fire. Now, whenever I speak of gunpowder and fire, I remember the poetry of Pablo Neruda. They were really gunpowder and fire. He has a wonderful way of writing poetries. So, gunpowder, fire, explicit battle is one. But there is another kind of battle, very implicit kind of battle, which is really much more stronger than what you find explicit fight. The explicit battle has the character of being revolutionary, that instant. But the implied battle, that is called a passive kind of war, is evolutionary in nature. It gradually gets into destruction of the enemy. Precisely, that's what Bharat is doing, and that because Bharat is already told that's a new normal. We are into kind of new normalcy, and new normal is what? I don't think anyone, Pakistanis especially, would understand what it is. What is new normal is for them to experience and understand, and that new normal shall continue. There is not going to be any other alternative. They were under the impression of the past, whatever they had been doing with Bharat in the past, they will do any atrocities, any nonsense, anything, any nasty thing. No, you look at the way they mutilated our men's, our military personal's body, whatever we got in return, the plucking the eyes and cutting the genitals, and all kinds of articles are very barbaric. Even barbarians shall be better, and that's the stage in which they have returned our bodies. And that time the rule or the government of Bharat did nothing substantial. So Pakistan is this experience right from 1947, that they will come and do anything, and then they will come and sit for a cup of tea and then talk everything and get back whatever they have lost, whatever our military has gained through blood. These politicians have destroyed it and thrown it back to Pakistan through cups of tea and sweet, empty, useless talks. That's what they do. They do talks. They talk and mean. They don't mean that. They don't mean anything at all. They're all temporarily existing people. They don't make any permanent kind of statements and relations. The relations are temporary. Everything is typically Lahori, Matlabi kind of relations. So they thought this kind of things shall happen. But now the things are different. They don't understand the kind of soft war. The soft war is implied war. The implied war is a passive war. It started, explicitly. It started with the stopping or pausing the Sindhu the treaty. Then then suddenly floods come there. Suddenly drought hit. Then they have neighbors who are not happy with them. They have neighbors around them who are not happy with them, but the same neighbors are okay with us. There's no question of trust. It's only a question of mutual benefit. You benefit, it's a kind of trade relations. The war is intimately connected with trades as well. Traders' ethics is simple, straightforward, and of course to an extent honest. That you make profit, I make profit, we are mutual benefited. That's it. So similarly is the case with people around Pakistan, many with whom we may have this kind of relations, give and take policy. You have something first, we have something from you. So through these neighbors of Pakistan, the Pakistan is getting isolated. Now the another thing is that the new thing, again everything is new with Bharat. The center or opposition parties along with the ruling party people to some selected nations to go and just talk to them about what Pakistan is doing to us and how we are reacting. That's a kind of sending messengers to all over the world. Many people who are already intimately connected to us must be knowing it. But then we send kind of delegations who would go and talk, not to take anything from them, not to look for benefits from them, just to keep them apprised of these are things happening in this nation, this region. These are things happening, and we may be doing these things, so that when the news goes to them and sometime in later, they would not be amazed. They would say, "This we expected because of your action." So that kind of diplomacy, which Pakistan can never dream of. They can't have intimate, direct relations because they don't have honest relations. They can't have honest relations. So we do have honest relations so long as our counterpart presents or exhibits honesty, and we would continue to be honest with the caution that anyone at any time can turn into dishonesty, so that we won't be surprised. But then, as far as so long as it's possible, as far as we are concerned, we'll continue to be honest. Let's talk straight. Let's talk plain. No rhetorics, no lies and deceit, like Francis Bacon used to say in his book. I think Novum Organon. It's a Baconian kind of political theory. So we would continue to be honest so long as we get it reciprocated, but we are always aware that at any moment you can afford to be dishonest with us. That policy is a general kind of policy with everyone. Otherwise, it's a question of our existence. Like Israel says, if Israel puts the weapons down, Israel won't exist. So we would not put our weapons down. It's a question of our existence. That's what the Jews say. So we say it's a question of our existence. We should be careful with most people. In fact, vast majority of people. So the software is suppressing them, and they don't understand how we are making webs around them. And when they get suffocated, perhaps they won't exist to understand that they are already cornered and rather finished. They won't exist, at least in this form, in future, to know that they have been cornered, and still this is a most pathetic situation. Still, they would never realize what had gone wrong, because the mistake arised from within them. The problem is from within them, because their creation, their very existence, step one, the first postulate is one of hatred and distrust and deceit and lies. So the rest, everything is the card castle built upon it. So we shall meet again with some other thought. Namaste, Jai Bharat and Jai Sri Ram.